Hey, my name is Connor, and welcome to Crypto Empire, where I show you how to dominate in the crypto markets. As we head further into the digital era and the digital economy, it's becoming increasingly clear that every transaction made online is monitored. And with that being said, Bitcoin was originally created to serve as peer-to-peer electronic cash, allowing you, the sender, and the receiver to remain anonymous. However, we're now in 2021 and things have changed and new developments have come out that have made Bitcoin less private than we realize. So, there are privacy coins that exist, such as Monero, XMR, that are preserving our basic human rights to privacy. So in this video, we're going to get into detail on how Monero actually works, what it actually is, as well as my price targets for this bull run year of 2021 and beyond. So let the gains be with you. So to start out this video, let's take a look at the market cap as a whole. We can see that Bitcoin is currently trading at $56.5 thousand with about a $1 trillion market cap. Bitcoin dominance is at 47.4%. We are creeping lower and lower. We had a bit of a pump up today, as you can see in the last 8 hours. However, I do expect this to continue to drop towards that 44 percentile mark and maybe even lower than that, because all the way back in 2017, if we head to a weekly price chart for the Bitcoin dominance, all the way back in 2017, 2018, we reached as low as about 35%. And when this happened, everything went parabolic. Look, things are already starting to go parabolic. We saw Matic almost hit $1, and that's only just beginning. And we're already at 49% on this chart. So again, as we continue to drop, expect the prices of altcoins to continue to rise. But this video, we're going to be talking about Monero and how it preserves your right to privacy as an individual. So Bitcoin was originally created in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto. And Bitcoin was originally created to serve as peer-to-peer electronic cash, allowing you to remain anonymous. However, we now know that with blockchain analytics, every single transaction that you make with Bitcoin is tracked, monitored, and recorded. You can head over to the block explorer, blockchain.com, and you can see the open ledger of Bitcoin. You can see every single transaction that took place, the amount that was transactioned, right? We can just click on any of these latest transactions, and we can see that somebody just sent about 1.8 million Satoshis, which is currently trading at around $1,000. We can see the wallet addresses. Yes, there are no names tied to these wallet addresses. It's just a string of numbers and letters. However, that doesn't mean that you remain anonymous. Reason being is because Bitcoin can be tainted, meaning it's not fungible. You can track the origin of where every Bitcoin came from, and with technologies and algorithms, you can see all of the wallets that it has been in as well. Meaning that if you're holding Bitcoin that was recently or in the past, even years ago, used for some kind of shady activity, the feds can take notice to that and possibly look into you, even for just holding that Bitcoin in your wallet. So with that being said, at this point in time, it's actually more valuable to hold Bitcoin that was mined recently, because it has no transaction history, or it has less transaction history than Bitcoin that was mined back in, say, 2011 that has been used on the Silk Road and stuff. So keep that in mind with your Bitcoin, guys. And as well, exchanges nowadays will always enforce strict know your customer policies, meaning that they know exactly who bought the Bitcoin, and if you send it out to a wallet address, they monitor that wallet address and they know your wallet address now. So that means they can punch it in to the open ledger on the blockchain and they can see exactly how much Bitcoin you're holding. And anybody can do this as well, not just an exchange. Everybody has access to the open ledger. So that can put a target on your back if your wallet address gets out there and you're holding a large number of Bitcoin. People can find out that it's you that holds it. So with all this being said, it's pretty clear that Bitcoin has its fair share of privacy issues. It's not essentially anonymous peer-to-peer digital cash. Here is the white paper of Bitcoin, written back in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto. The title of the white paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. If we scroll down here to the privacy section, we can read that the traditional banking model achieves a level of privacy by limiting access to information to the parties involved and the trusted third party. The necessity to announce all transactions publicly precludes this method, but privacy can still be maintained by breaking the flow of information in another place, by keeping public keys anonymous. Public keys are, again, your wallet address. The public can see that someone is sending an amount to someone else, but without information linking the transaction to anyone. So yes, as long as nobody knows that it's your wallet address sending and receiving money, it's just a number on the blockchain, right? As long as nobody knows that that's your address, you will remain anonymous. However, as we continue to advance in technology, it will become increasingly easier to find out who is transacting their Bitcoin and to find out whose wallet address is whose. So that is when Monero steps in. Monero is a privacy coin currently trading at $413. It has a market cap of only $7.3 billion. Personally speaking, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, but I believe Monero is extremely undervalued at these price levels. It is already up 500% on the year, and I expect this to do extremely well as we go further into this bull run and even beyond this bull run. And let me explain why. So first of all, Monero is completely untrackable and untraceable. It uses Ring confidential transaction technology, allowing you to remain completely anonymous when you do send funds to somebody else. So compared to the majority of cryptos such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, all of these cryptos have open ledger blockchains, meaning that every single transaction can be monitored, as we just discussed. Monero is privacy by default, and it does not have an open ledger, meaning that you can't go back and see every single transaction that has taken place on the blockchain. And Monero is also private by default using the Ring CT technology. Now let me briefly explain to you how the Ring CT, the Ring signatures work. So Ring signatures enable transaction mixing to occur. Transaction mixing means that when funds are sent, the sender randomly chooses several other users' funds to also appear in the transactions as a possible source of the funds being sent. The cryptographical nature of the Ring signature means that no one can tell which of the funds were really the source of the transaction, not even the person that gave the funds to the sender in the first place. A system of key images associated with each Ring signature ensures that although no one can tell the true source of the funds, it can be easily detected if the sender attempts to anonymously send their funds twice. So what this is saying is that when you go ahead and send your Monero to another Monero address, the transaction is mixed with a bunch of other transactions and addresses on the Monero blockchain, meaning that it's pretty much impossible to find out which address the money is actually coming from and where it is actually going. You remain completely anonymous. And this is absolutely critical as we head further into the digital age and the digital economy, because nobody has the right to know what you are doing with your money except for you yourself and the man upstairs. So definitely keep that in mind. It is a big reason of why I'm so bullish on this project. And also, Monero is completely grassroots. There's no big VCs investing in this project. It is community oriented. Monero is a grassroots community attracting the world's best cryptocurrency researchers and engineering talent. The Monero project is at the forefront of cryptocurrency privacy and security. Its research lab and development team are constantly working on new innovative technologies because privacy is an ongoing battle. There is the opposition out there, right, trying to crack the code and find out how to make Monero completely transparent so that they can see what you're doing. So with this being said, the Monero team and the Monero researchers and engineers are constantly updating and innovating to make sure that Monero stays at the top of privacy technology. So to summarize everything that I just said, Bitcoin is amazing technology. It revolutionized the world with its blockchain. It's the first blockchain, right? And Bitcoin is also fully decentralized, meaning that no central bank, no central authority has the power to make changes to the Bitcoin protocol. It is open source code, and so is Monero. However, we now know that Bitcoin is really pretty transparent. Everything that is taking place on the Bitcoin blockchain can be tracked, monitored, and recorded. Monero uses Ring signature technology and it allows you to remain completely anonymous. So with this being said, let's hop into the Monero price chart and see what's going on with the price action. Because again, I do believe that Monero is heavily undervalued. It may even be suppressed right now, honestly, because this thing has legs and I do believe that it will have an absolutely shocking run. We're gonna get into my price predictions for just a second, but let's take a look at the weekly chart of Monero. We're gonna look at, first of all, the Monero Bitcoin chart, because I spent a lot of this video comparing Bitcoin to Monero, so it's always good to look at the price chart comparing Monero, pricing it in terms of Bitcoin. So this is a weekly price chart. We can see here that I do have a green line drawn up here in the chart at 2.5 million Satoshis. We're currently trading at 730,000 Satoshis per Monero. So this is taking a look at the macro perspective. We can see that in the past we've been as high as 3.4 million Satoshis. And I do believe that this is going to be possible. These price levels will be hit in the future because people are going to realize that Bitcoin it can't be used for what it was originally invented for, which was, again, peer-to-peer electronic cash. The big authorities, the big institutions, the big billionaire investors are calling Bitcoin a store of value, meaning you're not going to be able to transact with it. It's going to essentially sit there like gold, and it's a way to preserve your wealth, which is amazing, but it's not what we're looking for in terms of a currency to use. So looking at this chart, it appears we did bottom out over here back in January and early February, and we've had a nice run up thus far from the bottom. We are up about 100%, and I do believe this will continue up. If we take our Fibonacci extension and we go from the high to the low, our Fibonacci extension levels are over here at the 1.7 million sats, 2 million sats, and this green line over here at the 2.5 million Satoshi range, which is also the 1.618 extension level. Again, I do expect Monero to have a very big run, not financial advice, in the coming days to weeks to months. I think it's going to be in the short to midterm as Bitcoin dominance continues to drop down that we see a really explosive rise in Monero. Obviously, on the US dollar chart, it's looking very, very good. We have been making higher highs and higher lows, and we can see that the dips are being bought up as well. Let's drop this down to a 4 hour, see if we can find a possible entry point. And we do have a lot of W's on the chart. This is super bullish, right? We have a W here, a W here. W's are everywhere. The uptrend is in full effect. And as we've seen with other altcoins, when they're making these higher highs and higher lows, and it's also looking like we are consolidating a little bit over here. So when we're making higher highs and higher lows and then consolidate at the top, that is usually a very bullish market structure. So with that being said, if we were looking to add some Monero into our portfolio, we have our first zone over here at the $396 to $384 level, about $400. It's not going to be a bad entry. We're only at $413. If we do see more dips, I would be looking to add at all of these bottoms on the chart. Another one over here at the $350 level. Notice how they're all round numbers. This is usually how it plays out because psychologically speaking, these round numbers are just strong points on the chart. It just happens time and time again. We also have another one over here at about the $325 level down to the $300 price levels. Again, if we see dips down into these levels, not financial advice, but it might not be a bad idea to allocate a portion of your portfolio into Monero, because again, as we head further into the digital era, you're going to want to preserve your privacy, and Monero is an excellent option to do so. And now for my price prediction for Monero, if we do see Monero rise a lot against Bitcoin, that means the US dollar will rise as well. So if we see a move all the way up here to this 1.618 Fibonacci extension at the 2.5 million Satoshi range, depending on the current price that Bitcoin is trading at, will obviously determine that US dollar value. But speaking in US dollar derived value, I do believe that $1,200 will be hit in the relative short to mid-term. Yes, $1,200. That's about a 3x increase from this price level, and I do think that is only the beginning, because at the end of the day, Monero is what Bitcoin was created for, which is anonymous peer-to-peer digital cash. And Monero is just that. It uses this ring CT technology to keep you completely anonymous. Before we conclude this video, I do want to mention where you can buy Monero. It is on most major exchanges, and soon at the end of 2021, you will be able to atomic swap your Bitcoin for Monero, meaning you will not have to use an exchange anymore to go ahead and buy Monero, which is keeping your transactions more private, because when you send your Bitcoin to an exchange and buy Monero with that, it is seen on the exchange that you bought Monero, and that completely crushes the point of Monero, which is to keep you completely private and anonymous. So definitely be on the lookout for Monero atomic swaps. I do believe when this is released later on in the year of 2021, it will have a lot of positive momentum for the Monero price action. And taking a look once more at Monero, there is a current all-time high of $542. This is going to get smashed, guys. Monero is the real deal. There is also Pirate Chain, ARRR is the ticker. Definitely look into that. I'll be making a video about Pirate Chain as well, as Monero and Pirate Chain are the two leading privacy coins. However, Monero does have the first mover advantage, and it is the real deal. So to wrap this video up, Monero is a completely anonymous cryptocurrency. It uses ring CT technology to disguise all of your transactions in groups, meaning that nobody can find out where your transaction originated from, which wallet, and where it was sent to, and you can't find out the amount of Monero that was sent either, meaning from top to bottom, everything is kept private. which I do believe is absolutely amazing. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and smash the like button. If you're not already subscribed to Crypto Empire, smash the subscribe button as well, and let me know your thoughts about Monero in the comments down below. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and we will see you in the next one.